What's up, everyone? It's Phoenix here, bringing you guys live from Play TV. I'm host by Phoenix, and today we're bringing back this little something that I used to do, which is basically a podcast where I talk about things related to Twitch, gaming, and YouTube. So we're gonna be bringing that back, and I figured this would be a good topic to come back to. So we're talking about Twitch communities, new categories, and tags that are apparently going to be slowly implemented into Twitch. So for those of you who haven't noticed, and some of you might not because some browsers the overlay has not updated, but with the new overlay, communities are actually not visible anymore. So you don't see the 3 communities that the person is a part of. Communities still exist as of right now, but some people don't see them. And apparently, it's because they're going to be removed and replaced by tags. So that's basically what we're going to be talking about. So communities were a thing that were implemented a couple years ago, I think. Maybe even a year ago. The 3 categories that you could have in your stream. There's like hashtag positivity, there's streams connected, there a lot of Twitch streams use that as a way to sort of organize their team, to make it more accessible for lots of people who wanted to be a part of the community but not necessarily part of the team or whatever. Maybe they had some requirements that conflicted, but people could still be a part of the community itself, and not necessarily part of the team, and so on and so forth. But after after about a year or two, however long it's been, Twitch has finally said, we're going to not be pursuing communities anymore, at least not in the way that they had been. Instead, they're implementing this tag/category system where it's going to apparently be easier to find people under what you want to see, basically. So a good example of this sort of making it more, I guess, accessible, making it easier to find people, is the fact that Twitch is actually getting rid of the IRL and creative directories. So that's not saying that they're getting rid of IRL streamers or creative streamers or whatever, but they are instead implementing more categories that fall under more specific, I guess, types of streams. Rather than just having an overall creative category, we're now there are plans to add categories such as art, specifically for all artists creating paintings, illustrations, animation, comics, photography, and more, whether you're using digital or traditional methods or techniques. Then we have hobbies and crafts. Use this category when you're crafting real-world objects or working on DIY projects. Includes making costumes, sewing sculpture, Lego, woodwork, metalwork, and more. Food and drink, from cooking to eating and everything in between. This category is for anything related to the creation, culture, or consumption of food and drinks. Music and performing arts. Use this category when you're dancing, singing, composing music, playing an instrument, and more. Beauty and body art. Use this category when you're streaming makeup, skincare, body painting, tattooing, and more. Science and technology. Use this category when you're streaming activities like software development, game design, science experiments, engineering, or robotics. Just chatting. This category is for conversations between streamers and viewers, like when you're warming up at the start of your stream, doing Q&As or live blogging. Travel and outdoors, whether you're exploring a new city or hanging out in your hometown, this category covers all your walking and talking needs. Sports and fitness, from team sports to training solo, this category includes everything you do in a gym and more. Tabletop RPGs, finally a place to stream all the tabletop RPGs you love. Special events, this is where you'll find big events like TwitchCon, E3, and PAX, as well as special announcements from game developers and publishers. So like when Bethesda launches or announces their new game, that's where it will be. Talk shows and podcasts. This category name gets an update for all podcasters out there. ASMR, a centralized place for ASMR content. Then they also have a whole Google form, if you will, that basically has you suggesting categories and tags that you want to see implemented. Hey, Nick, how you doing? You're only active out here. So the question is why? Why are they doing this? Why combine games with non-gaming categories? Is the first question. It says we learned from communities that having multiple directories made it harder for non-gaming streamers to build an audience and prevented streamers from exploring the full range of content they were interested in streaming. Combining games and non-gaming categories into one directory improves visibility for non-gaming streamers. Makes sense. I'm sure there are some people that do ASMR streams. They're YouTube videos, so why not have streams, you know? If there's a YouTube video, there's also a stream for it. Including the unmentionables. Tags, and then they also say tags will let viewers filter for the categories and streams they're interested in watching, which makes a mixed directory more manageable. Why? And then the second question under the umbrella is why split up IRL and creative? And they say creative and IRL have become the catch-all categories that don't help describe the content of a stream. New categories give you more accurate ways to describe your stream and helps viewers find you. Tags will let you add even more detail beyond the category you're streaming. So that's basically what Twitch says on like Twitch that Twitch says on their end. So what about my end? What do I think about all these changes? What do I think? I think it makes sense because, again, IRL and creative, like they said, are very broad topics. You could argue that anything that you do is creative because you're making content. That doesn't mean it's actually creative in the sense that you're making a portrait or you're making stream overlays or whatever. You could argue that almost anything is creative, actually, including gaming content. Similar for IRL, everyone was using it for everything they wanted to do. They were using... There's so many IRL streams that weren't really IRL, but they were technically IRL. Yeah, I mean, I know he's young. He's not like 40. Um, it makes sense because if you just looked under the IRL streaming, you saw all sorts of different people, and there wasn't really a clear way of seeing, well, what are these streamers actually doing? You know, I could be doing IRL and I could be, I don't know, vlogging, while another person in IRL could be just literally talking or doing other things, like beauty stuff or, I don't know, something. And IRL was too generic of a category, so it makes me feel better that they are actually implementing specific categories for streaming purposes. It actually makes it easier for viewers to find the type of streams that they want to find, whether it's ASMR because they want to listen to that, or if they're wanting to look for more like a science and technology thing where there's like science experiments and there's like volcanoes blowing up or whatever. I'd actually be interested in seeing some of those. Seeing like just like the classic baking powder and what is it, vinegar, and just seeing the volcanoes exploding. I'm sure there would be more than just that, but you know, that would be something that would be interesting to see live. Or that like elephant stuff, the elephant foam. It was just like it just kind of like explodes, and then you know what I'm talking about. But it makes more sense because one, it makes it easier for people to find the type of streams that they want to find. It also makes it easier for streamers because they're not competing with people that are not doing the same things as they are. Like, for example, for gaming categories, it makes it easier because they're not competing with 2 million people who are streaming games, but not the game that they're streaming. And separating them into multiple categories makes it easier to find and easier for the streamers who are competing in similar categories versus just going all free-for-all. If that makes sense. It makes sense that, because they're not the same thing. If you're doing a vlog versus doing a science experiment, those are two different things that are both considered IRL or could be considered even streaming. Not streaming. Creative. Like a science experiment could easily be considered creative because those things get really creative, or they get really lazy because they're trying to get something for the science fair and they don't know what to think about. It's like science experiments can get really creative, but they're not necessarily creative in the sense that they're not necessarily making art. It also helps because it used to be like game developers had their own category, and then there was like programming. There's like a programming category, and then there was like other categories that didn't get any sunshine at all, and it just didn't help. So having a sort of a specific category that's a little bit more broad to help get more people and more people watching it. It would make more sense to just have a general topic for that, like science and technology. Okay, you can do game developing under here. You can do all sorts of things. People are streaming Pokemon Go. That's true. And again, Pokemon Go isn't necessarily IRL, even though you use a phone to do that. You do use the IRL app, the streaming app for it. But it's not the same thing. Only 4 streamers. So I think it does make sense to have broader tags and categories. So it says learn more about the categories and stuff. Okay, so let's see. What is it? What are tags? What are the tags going to be? It says, with so many streamers on Twitch, we need to give you better ways to describe your stream beyond just the game or category you're streaming under. in mid-September, whatever that means, we will add tags to Twitch so you can help viewers see what makes your stream unique, even when you're streaming a popular game or category. We are also saying goodbye to communities and applying what we learned from communities, creative and IRL, to introduce more than 10 new categories to Twitch. Learn more about the categories here. We already talked about them. Our goal is to connect you to the viewers who are most interested in what you're streaming and are most likely keep coming. I think they mean more likely, because no, and are most likely keep coming back to watch you again. Are most likely keep coming back to watch you again. I think someone had a typo there. No, seriously though, I think someone had a typo here, because it says, look, our goal is to connect you to the viewers who are most interested in what you're streaming, and are most likely keep coming back to watch you again. Fine, I'll do this way. I'll do it this way then. I think someone had a typo there. That's okay. But I was like, did I read that wrong? No, it's just worded weirdly. Our goal is to connect you to viewers who are most interested in what you're streaming and are most likely keep coming. Oh, what they mean to say and are most likely to keep coming back to watch you again. There we go. I figured out the missing word. It's supposed to be to keep coming back. Okay. Viewers will be able to filter by tags within a category, in a directory, or across different games from the browse page, making it easier for them to find the types of streams they're interested in and hopefully discover new streamers along the way. Okay, so that clarifies a little bit about what to expect from tags. So there are going to be pre-made tags like filters that you'll just be able to click on or whatever, somehow set for your stream, but for that specific game. And then there's also going to be other tags that will, probably made by other users that go across different games, kind of like the communities in a way. Yes, they are removing categories. They are doing that. That is a thing that they are doing. But they are implementing extra categories that make it more clear as to what IRL means. Like they're not completely removing IRL, technically speaking. They're just making broader, more specific categories for IRL. Is what they're doing. So basically, there's going to be filters similar to what Creative was doing, but I'm assuming there's going to be more categories. More tags within a directory, and also ones that are not just category specific. Yes, they're making it wider. They are expanding the definition of IRL by making multiple categories. Which actually helps, because it helps separate each of the type of streaming, because IRL could mean anything, literally anything. So to have specific categories for what they're doing makes sense. Are you, what? Nick. Nick. um, Cuts down the non-safe for work streams. You mean those types of streams? We'll look into that in a second. So why? Here's a why question. Basically why to tags is the question. Choosing what to watch gets harder as Twitch gets bigger. In May 2018, you could browse Fortnite streams and see as many as 18,000 different live channels in the directory. That's a 6 times increase from even from just last year. With that kind of growth, we can't expect viewers to read every stream title in a directory, so we need new ways to help viewers figure out which stream they want to watch. Tags will have a common structure that lets viewers create filters and learn more about each stream in consistent, easy-to-see ways. So I think there's going to be some default filters, but there's also going to be the ability to add new ones, I think. Is basically what's happening there. Why remove communities? And this is a big one, especially for those who have made very big communities. Like, for example, Streamers Connected is more of a community than it is a team. It also has an official Twitch team, but they also use communities to have more people. Their answer is communities were one solution to give viewers information to help them decide what to watch. But viewers weren't able to see that information while browsing within the directory they were interested in. The open nature of communities have also led to confusing overlap between different communities or between communities and games. When we learned that less than 3% of Twitch viewership came from users who found streams using communities, it was clear that communities were not helping viewers find new streamers to watch. As a result, we are saying goodbye to communities and introducing tags, which let viewers filter within directories to find streams and discover new channels based on what they're interested in watching. Okay. Makes sense. Basically what communities were being used for was organization, but no one actually used communities to find streamers to watch. It was more for organization. So it makes sense that, there weren't a lot of people finding communities and finding streamers through there. A lot of people were finding the streams through like raids, through hosts, of people hosting people within the community, but not necessarily through the community itself. Hang on, let me see who's calling. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, it makes sense. Because while streamers are using categories, it doesn't mean that viewers were using categories. Because streamers are definitely using categories. But just because streamers were using categories doesn't mean that viewers were. to find people to watch. Hey Mason, how you doing? It's Amazon. Stop leaking our evil plans. No, it was not Amazon calling. How do tags work? There's more detail about that. Tags will describe your stream everywhere viewers can find it. Directory pages, the home page, search, channel pages, etc. Tags will be shown alongside your video thumbnail, stream title, and the category and the game or category you're streaming. I'm not exactly sure how that works though. Like, obviously, I'm pretty sure you're not going to have the ability to have 1 billion tags. I'm pretty sure it's going to be limited, like categories were. Not categories, communities. Like communities were limited to 3 tags. So you'll probably be limited to 3 or 4 tags. And you won't be able to use 1 billion follow for follow tags. And stream retweet tags or whatever. It won't work like Twitter does. Each time, directory pages and the browse page will be updated to let viewers filter by tags. Okay, so viewers will be able to go through different tags and filter out what they want and what they don't want. Makes sense. Each time you go live, you can select tags on your live stream, on your live dashboard to describe the day's stream. Oh gosh, I don't even remember to change my notification thing, let alone my tags. There's going to be a lot of forgetting about for that. I just keep my, I honestly just have my notifications as a generic thing because I know I will forget to change it. I will forget to change my tags. I will forget to change my notification thing. This is more things being added to forget about. Useful, but I will forget about it. Most tags will be manually selected by you, but some will be automatically applied by Twitch. Oh, thank goodness. I don't have to remember everything. For example, we'll apply genres to games, and we may apply tags for certain in-game features we automatically detect. Oh, interesting. That's actually really interesting. So they're kind of going the sort of mixer route in the sense that it's going to be more interactive. Like there's going to be but probably a bot that goes in and says, oh, they're doing role-playing or whatever. And then there's going to be a tag for that. Or like specific games will have genre categories and those tags will be applied by that. Interesting. Oh, so here's it. Tags will not be user-generated, but you will be able to suggest new tags. Okay, so that means that people won't actually be able to make tags, but you can suggest new tags. Tags are not tied to a specific game or category. You can select whichever tags describe your stream best, whether you're playing a game or streaming non-gaming content. Tags are meant to be objective, but we realize not all safe identifications are objective. As a result, we will work with streamer communities, starting with one of our active LGBTQ plus community to identify how self-identification would be integrated into tags. You will see an LGBTQ plus tag reflected in the list of tags available in September. And we look forward to hearing feedback from streamers on how we can incorporate self-identification into tags. Okay. So there's going to be genres, there's going to be ways to describe your streams, and then there's going to be self-identification tags. What exactly does that mean? Like, there's going to be like a transgender tag, and there's going to be like a gay tag, and there's going to be a bisexual tag. Is that going to be a thing? Or is this going to be a broad tag? LGBTQ plus, whatever. I don't really understand that part. Like, is there going to be like I don't want to delve into this topic. Nope, I don't want to do it. One of these days it's going to be LGBTQAIBCD. I mean, the joke is that it keeps getting longer. The acronym keeps getting longer. I mean, that's why they have to add a plus. Technically, as it stands, it is currently LGBTQIAA is the technical acronym as it stands. I think it's like lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex? No. I know one's asexual. And one's... I don't know. I don't know. No, LGBT... I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know the acronym. I only know the ones that make sense. Let's put it that way. Let's not get into this. This can only go one way. Okay, so there's gonna be one of the things that they're doing is they're gonna add more game-specific filters / tags that automatically categorize your stream based on what's happening in game. Interesting. I know that Overwatch has been doing something similar, where I've noticed that Overwatch or like Hearthstone has like hero, other categories, blah blah blah. That I've actually noticed. I didn't know what it meant, but I've noticed that. What is it? On certain game directory pages, you can find streams based on game-specific criteria. For most games, we use computer vision tech to automatically categorize streams based on what's happening in the game. League of Legends and Counter-Strike Global Offensive are the two exceptions that require streamers to connect a game account with Twitch. So basically, you're going to have to connect Battle.net or whatever it's called to your Twitch account. Why? Game-specific information helps viewers decide which stream to watch, and we continue to train our computer vision system to categorize new games on a ongoing basis. So basically what Twitch is saying is they're implementing Content ID, but for a good reason, not to go the different route. So they're doing so basically they're going to have a Content ID system that figures out what's happening in game and adjusts tags based on that. That actually is a good thing, because then you don't have to really think about, oh wait, we're doing this now, so now I have to change my tags, or oh wait, we're actually not doing this anymore, so we have to switch tags or whatever. Like, that would be way too much for a streamer to keep track of. People who can barely keep up with their game category would definitely not remember to keep up with their tags. So it makes sense that they would have like some sort of Content ID system that tracks what's happening in game and changes the tag based on what's happening. So that makes me curious as to what that means, though. Like for Skyrim, how would that change? Like, it would see that maybe you're a Nord, maybe you choose to be a Nord male, and you're doing this thing. So maybe be like there'll be a hashtag Nord thing, or a hashtag Bosmer, or like based like on the races. Maybe there'd be like a speedrun detector. Maybe there'd be something that detects speedruns, possibly. Like if you have, I don't know actually, because the way you would track speedruns, I guess, would be for an uptime, but not all uptime streams have that, are necessarily doing a speedrun. So I guess that would be like one case where you would have to manually say that, hey, I'm doing a speedrun, and put that as your tag. There's also like if maybe it will detect mods, like if you're doing a modded playthrough, like maybe if you have a mod installed in your game, it'll automatically say, okay, so you are going under the modded category, and if it doesn't detect any mods, then it'll put you under the vanilla category. I'm going to think that it's probably going to be something similar with Minecraft. So it'll detect if you're doing survival mode, if you're doing a multiplayer server, or you're in like Hypixel, or you're in something else, or if you're doing creative, hardcore, that stuff. Only mod I use, ultra low quality. Here's what we're working on. Converting filters to tags. Once tagging is available on Twitch, game-specific filters will be converted to tags that are automatically applied to streams. Okay. I wonder how this is actually going to work, though, because you can put it into so many words, and this does make it a little bit more clear as to what they're going for, but it's also not necessarily clear until it's implemented, because you can take so many interpretations from this that it could really be anything. Because it says manually selected by you, so that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to create a tag, unless you can. Maybe you will be able to create a tag for your like community and use that instead of. But there has to be a limit for your tags, because they're showing up next to your stream and your stream title in your game. So there can't be like a billion tags underneath someone's stream. There has to be like maybe 3 under or 3 or 4 under their stream title, because then it gets to the point where it's too much. Like one person is taking up an entire page because they're using a billion tags. So there has to be a limit to how many you're using. I would guess 3, because that's the limit that they used with categories or communities. I mean, Maybe though, like the automatic ones won't count, and you can just add 3 manual tags that will show up, but you will also be under a certain filter based on what's happening in game. That's interesting to think about. Also with the self-identity thing, I don't know how that's going to be integrated. I don't. That's interesting. I mean, it's more clear now, but it's also not clear now. So you can actually suggest new categories right over here. You can actually suggest new categories. In fact, I will probably do something right here. So let's see. I want to suggest a new tag. Guidelines for tags. Tags are intended to describe specific streams, not streamers. Tags should describe states that are objective. And in other words, we will not have a funny tag because humor is objective. That's basically Twitch saying, you're not funny. Stop saying that you're funny. Humor is subjective. Tags should describe states that are relatively constant over time. In other words, we will not have tags for things like game modes or characters for creators to apply. What does that mean, though? Relatively constant over time. In other words, we will not have tags for things like game modes or characters for creators to apply. So there won't be like for example, you're doing Call of Duty. There won't be a hashtag Team Deathmatch or a hashtag Hardcore or a hashtag Free For All. Is that what they're basically saying? I don't know if I agree with that. Should I actually submit a tag, though? I don't know what to submit, to be honest. I'll say modded. Oh, can I do... Okay, for modded playthroughs. Vanilla for games. I should say vanilla / non-modded for viewers interested in seeing the raw game as it is. Maybe I don't know what else could you use? What about a hashtag collab or something for streamers? Wait, I don't know. I'll just say those two. Gamers. I think viewers will definitely want to be able to distinguish between the two for games like Fallout, Skyrim, and other games that offer mods. Okay. Hashtag hardcore deathmatch. Can I add it? Dead on the inside. No. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Also, there's desktop reveal. Hashtag desktop reveal. Hashtag wallpaper reveal. They also have different languages for feedback. They have a French feedback thing. They have this one for Dutch. There's Spanish. There's French. There's, I think that's Chinese. I think that's Mandarin Chinese, Portuguese, and Russian. What about I want to provide feedback about a tag or category? Oh, that's very broad. What is your feedback and which tag or category is it about? Okay, never mind. I don't need to do it. We need help reviewing the list of categories and tags we will support at launch. Check out the list at... Okay. Alright, let's go through this. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Oh my gosh. That's a long list. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait, we only want the English. We only want the English part. There's a lot of categories already. Okay, so let's just look at this whole category. Can we like zoom in on this? There we go. Okay, so right now they have, that's a lot. How many do they have? Holy, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of tags. Okay, so they have, let's go through it. They have 3D modern, makes sense. 3D printing, makes sense. AMA, don't know what that is. Wait. Oh, is that a question and answer thing? It's weird that I can actually figure out what it is through the through the Hispanic translations. So basically, question and answers, animals, animation. Ask me anything. Okay. Yeah. I could tell based on the pregunta lo que quieres, but I couldn't tell based on the English phrasing. Animals? What does that mean though? Like animals, like furries, or like actually like pets? Like you're showing off your pets or something, or you're at a zoo. Animation makes sense. Pretty self-explanatory. Anime, pretty self-explanatory. Anniversary, so I'm guessing that's for like stream anniversaries. That's for any sort of like celebration, whether it's a birthday. Technically a birthday is an anniversary, right? So maybe that's what they're going with. Any percent. So that's probably for that's probably for, wait, 100%. Oh, 100% is an actual category. Oh, I get it. Okay, so I guess 100% would be for like completionists. I thought that I don't know what this. I didn't know what this was supposed to mean. I think it means like 100%, like as in like you're going for a completion or something like that. And then any percent is for like, yeah. Okay, I get it now. I get it. Apex server. Okay. Area control. Okay. Arena. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Auditory ASMR. So today we're going to do an ASMR stream, guys. We're gonna do an ASMR stream. I can't. Automotive repair. So I'm guessing like fixing cars and stuff like that. Doing that. Baking makes sense. Balance training. I'm guessing like tightrope walking and stuff like that. And doing tree poses and stuff like that. Pretty much, yeah, that's self-explanatory. Ballroom dance. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if it needs... I guess it makes sense to have its own category. Basketball. Makes sense. Pretty self-explanatory. Stop ASMR voice. Weird. Oh, Asian Pacific. Okay. Beginner players. Makes sense. Behind the scenes. Makes sense. Birthday. So birthday will have its own category that's not the same as anniversary. Okay. Because technically speaking, a birthday is an anniversary. Because it's celebrating 1 year of you being alive. It's pretty big. That's a pretty big anniversary, you know? Technically speaking, it's the same thing. Blind playthrough. So, okay, but if it's a blind playthrough, wouldn't you be a beginner player as well? I think those two kind of mean the same thing. Oh, I guess not, because you technically aren't doing a blind playthrough of Fortnite. You could be a beginner player of Fortnite, but you're not doing a blind playthrough of Fortnite because there's nothing to be blind about. Blindfolded. Oh yeah, I love those blindfolded streams. Okay, so where's my blindfold? Okay, this will work. Okay, so we're gonna do a blindfolded. We're gonna do a blindfold. This isn't gonna work. They kind of crash into each other, but I can see why it won't work. Blindfold reading, exactly. BlizzCon. Oh, for Blizzard convention or whatever. Yeah, I know what BlizzCon is. Body painting. So by body painting, what exactly do they mean? Does that include full body painting? And does it have to be at a certain point where you have to start your stream only when you're at a certain point of being painted? Because there's paint and then there's paint. And they're not the same thing. There's finger painting. And then there's painting. Sorry. Sorry. I couldn't help it. Brewing? People brew? Like beer, I'm guessing? That's interesting. I've never heard of that on Twitch, but I guess that makes sense. Business. What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Like you're recording your business conference? I'm sure. Like I understand why that would be a category, but at the same time, it's like, how does that apply to Twitch though? Like, isn't technically every stream a business stream? Right? Let's do that. More beer. Brewing beer on Twitch. That actually sounds pretty cool, because I wouldn't mind watching someone brewing beer, because it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like I think there are some glass blowing streams that are really cool to watch, because it's just a cool process. And that's actually pretty... Oh no! Campaign planning! Oh gosh, no! That does not need to be a category. We do not need to offer that on this platform. Just gonna... No, please don't. Yeah, glass blowing. You don't know that? Do you not know what that is? Blowing glass. You know? Have you never heard of that? Like the process, like people who blow glass. Wait, did you think? Wait, do you think it's like blowing into a glass? Like doing. That's not what glass blowing is. That is not what glass blowing is. Nice one. Cash game. What does that mean, cash game? I guess that means like CSGO, how you can do like gambling basically. I guess that's what they mean. some of these don't make sense in the category of Twitch. I don't think. Casual playthrough, that makes sense. Ceramics, pretty self-explanatory. Challenge run makes sense. Character creation. I think that's like one of the ones that should be like automatic. But like it's funny that there would be like a tag that is dedicated to character creation, because those things take forever. There are people who can take 2 hours just making the character. So it's just kind of funny how there would be a whole section dedicated to just that, because it's so common. The singing one? No. No. No, I mean actual glass blowing. Character creation gets its own category. Charity makes sense. Co-stream makes sense. Coaching? I don't know. Also, why is coaching for Spanish? There's technically another term for coaching. So why are they using the English version? Whatever. Comics. Yeah, there's a whole coloring thing. Oh, great! We can do coloring streams. That's great. Competitive makes sense. Composing makes sense. Self-explanatory. Concert makes sense, I guess. Contemporary dance makes sense. Convention. What does that mean, though? Oh, like just going to a convention, I think it means, basically. I thought it was trying to mean something else. Cooking makes completely sense. Cooperative, like doing co-op. Coop. That looks like coop. Samabe. I'm not even going to try and say that. Cosplay. I feel like there are better words than just using the English version for cosplay. Like a better translation. But I could be wrong. Deck building. Is that literally for just like Hearthstone where you build your deck? Is that what that is? Unless they mean actual literally deck building where you build a deck. It could be just build a porch on live streaming it. That would actually be interesting, but I don't think that's streamable. I could be wrong. Design. And I think deck building would be something that's automatic. I think that's one of the automatic categories. Design makes sense. Dice. Pretty self-explanatory. Dice games, BS, stuff like that. Digital art makes sense. DJ makes sense. Dragon Con. That's a thing? Yeah, it is a thing. What's E3? Drones. There's a dream hack. Okay. You know what? If Tosh wants to do it. I mean, I think these are suggestions. I think these are suggestions, not... Or maybe they are ones that are... I don't know. I have no idea. Easy mode makes sense. But why would you categorize yourself under easy mode? Like, just expose yourself by saying, oh yeah, we stream under easy mode. Just so you know. It should be there. EBX? I have no idea what that is. What is EBX? Stop using acronyms. Editing makes sense, I guess. Educational. Oh my goodness. Okay. Endurance training makes sense. Engineering makes sense. Divergent. Okay. Yeah. I see you. Epic level characters. What does that mean? Does that mean like your character's like level 100 and is epic, or does it mean something else? What if you have unepic level characters? Does EU server mean? What does EU server mean? I think it means European server. I guess. Only North American servers exist. I guess technically Britain would need its own server because they're not the EU or whatever. Evil characters makes sense. Exploration, pretty self-explanatory. Extra life, I'm assuming they mean the charity, and not that you're getting an extra life in Candy Crush. Family friendly makes sense, although could be subjective in a way. I guess someone would have to be moderating that. I'm just saying they would need their own servers because they're not in the EU. Is bad. I don't know. I don't know. Fan art makes sense. Fantasy sports makes sense. Fashion makes sense. Festival makes sense. FGC. What? How did you get that from FGC? Germany being extra. Actually, what is FGC though? Like, is that a convention? Florida Gateway College? Fighting game community. Family group conference? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Or is that Danish? I don't know. I guess it is Danish. What is FGC though? Oh my goodness. Okay, that doesn't help. I guess gaming, okay. Oh, so it's part of the fighting game community, not the family, whatever community, whatever. It's probably fighting game, fighting game community. Fiber arts makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Miniature figures makes sense. Filming makes sense. Although isn't technically every stream technically filming in a way? People like to say filming sometimes, even though it's not technically filming. Whatever. First playthrough. Again, like what blind playthrough, first playthrough, that's the same thing though. Beginner players, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. But there's no why are there so many different categories for the same thing? Or tags, I should say. Football. Wait, but which football? Wait, was there American football? Is there a hand egg category? Are we going to have conflicting interest in this category? Is there football Americano? Football Americano? Or there's going to be conflicting tags with this. There is. There's going to be. Fortune telling? Great. G-Star. No idea what that is. Game Awards makes sense. Game development makes sense. Game show makes sense. Game Blast, I'm assuming, is something to do with something. Gamescom, I think makes sense. Gaming. Okay. Gardening makes sense. GDC. What? What is it? What is that? Game Developers Conference? Is that what that is? Okay. Glitchless? What does glitchless mean? Glitched? Hashtag oh, there's glasswork. Yeah, that's what I meant. Glasswork, glass blowing, whatever, same thing. Gen Con, glitched and glitchless. so every Skyrim game will have hashtag glitched. Technically speaking. Hairstyling, hard mode, hidden identity. What does that mean? Hiking, hip-hop dance, history, illustrating, improv, inking, interviews, keycaps. I'm guessing that's something else. KR server. There's a KR server. League. So isn't that just League? Why does League get its own tag? I mean every Bethesda game. Lego. KR is Korean. I didn't say I didn't know it, technically speaking. Lettering, let's play. Isn't that everything, though? Technically speaking. Lettering, LGBTQ+. Low percent. Why is there so many of these different versions? Any percent, low percent, 100%? We get it. You want percentages. Move them down. Magic tricks, makeup, marathon, match commentary. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Meal prep. Is that not the same as cooking? Or do they mean something else? Meme runs. Oh no! Oh gosh! No! Why? Is that a category? Or a tag or whatever? Why? Meme runs. Metalwork, mixology, MMA, modded. Oh, modded is actually a thing. Okay. Movement training. Yep. Oh, there's NA server. There you go. Multi-table tournament. News. And New Game Plus. So there's gonna be a whole category for that? Interesting. Because most people don't actually stream New Game Plus, I'm pretty sure. No limit. No major glitches. No out of bounds. No major glitches. Why are these tags though? No out of bounds. One shot adventure. Outdoors. Pacifist Run. I was like, Pacific Run. Like, what does that mean? Pacific Rim? No, Pacifist Run. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Painting. Didn't we already see painting, though? Oh, no, we saw body painting. Sorry. Body painting. Party game. Yeah, makes sense. PAX. Makes sense. PB attempts. PC building. Music performance. Perler. Persistent campaign. Photography, pixel art, playing with viewers. Poker mixed games. Politics. Oh gosh. Pop culture. Pot limit Omaha. Practice. PvE. PvP. Randomizer. Ranked. Retro. Robotics. Rockets. Roleplay. Roll and move. Routing. Sculpture. Shopping. Singing. What? Also, pause. Why would you stream yourself shopping? No one wants to see that. Resume. Sit and go. Skateboarding. sketching, skincare, soccer. Okay, so yes, football means football, as in American football, and soccer means soccer, as in football, as in everywhere else football. Although Britain still calls it soccer, I think. Wait, no, do they? I know there's one other country that calls it soccer. I forget what. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. So technically, if they are referring to football as an American football here, right? If they are referring to American football here, then it technically should be football Americano, not football. Because those are two separate things. Someone failed at the job here. It should be football Americano. Because they are two separate things. Social eating, software development, speedrun, sponsored, hashtag sponsored, because that's a thing, stand up, yeah, makes sense, strength training, makes sense, TIS, makes sense, tattooing, Texas Hold'em, TGS, theater, tournament, traditional art, traditional dance, travel, tutorial. Oh gosh, why would there be a tutorial? I think that would be like an automatic thing. TwitchCon, unboxing, visual ASMR. What is visual ASMR? I thought it was just audio. Is it not? Maybe if you have a webcam and you're doing ASMR. I don't know. Is this ASMR? I'm gonna swipe my credit card. Does this feel good? Does that sound good? We're gonna do tap. Obviously that's exaggerated. War game, warming up, warpless, woodwork, worker placement, WR attempts, wrestling, and writing. Okay, so there's a lot of categories. Some of those I would, in my opinion, do overlap. But there's definitely a hefty list. So yeah. Okay. So, I think we've kind of talked about everything that I want to talk about. There's nothing really more to discuss. I am happy with the tags coming to Twitch. I think they should have kept communities, but I understand why they aren't keeping communities. I do understand why they aren't keeping it, because no one was using it. No one was actually watching. It was actually finding people to communities. And most of them weren't like streamers connected where they're connected to a group. A lot of them were generic, like positivity. There was like a speedrunning thing, and there were categories that overlapped with each other, and they weren't helping with discoverability. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't think I have any final thoughts about this. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to be implemented and what it actually means, seeing how it's executed and stuff like that. I hope that it's actually useful and they find that it's useful. But it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. I think this is going to be a positive direction. Sure, it sucks that communities aren't going to be a thing anymore, But I can understand Twitch's point of view. Well, it's not helping, so why bother keeping it? And it leaves room for more development and more of that. So, anyways, we're gonna actually wrap up. But first, I'm going to see if I can get a raid together. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me try and find someone to go raid. Let me see. Okay. Alright, so now I just give it a little bit of a second for people to get in here. I think that was definitely interesting to look into and see exactly what they meant. This is going to be the raid call. And I'll just give it a wait. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming later tonight. Probably. I probably will. Streaming later tonight, by the way. Yep, there's gonna be a raid. Waiting for people to get in here. To get their butts in here. There's the raid call. So now we wait. just gonna have to wait a little second. I'm gonna wait till maybe 4:35. I don't know. I'll give it a few minutes. Maybe 2 minutes. I'll give it 2 minutes. I'll just change the title. So now we wait. Gotta wait for people to get in here. Probably give him 1 more minute for the waiting game. Yep, gotta wait for people to get in here. The new changes are very interesting, though. Either way. I mean, right now you can still... Most people can still see the categories. See the communities. Some people can't, some people can. I can, because like I said, my browser hasn't updated yet. And I don't plan to rush that. We are waiting. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully we have enough people. We'll see. Let's see. It looks like a pretty good size-ish. Let your flames with highlight. You guys are amazing. Peace out. Have a good day. I'll catch you guys next time on Flame TV. Peace out and stay awesome, guys. It's been the last thing. Guys, so much fun. Hope to see you guys in the future. Peace out and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.